So one day I woke up and realized that it seems that we have too many animals living with us at the moment in our house. And it's not only maybe confusing to us, but it's also definitely confusing to you who watch my videos, since these animals appear from time to time in my vlogs and other kind of videos, and I always get comments asking about them. So I thought it would be very nice to show you all the animals we have here, to tell you the stories about how we got them and why they actually live with us now. And you know, there's never enough cute videos with animals on the internet. So yeah, let me show you all the animals here. We have 6 of them, and they are like 3 pairs of different animals, so there are 2 of each kind. So let's start with the ones you already know. Here are our fancy rats. We have 2 big boys. They're already grown-ups. If you hate fancy rats, I know there are people like that, you can skip just to this next animal right away and don't look at fancy rats. That's okay. But if you like fancy rats, stay with me. I'll tell you about them a little bit. So as I was telling in one of my videos, Toля got them for his birthday, but for me at last October. And they've been living with us in Krasnodar in Russia since that period of time. Let me take them out of there. So they have been living happily with us in Krasnodar, and we got them a nice wooden cage. Don't recommend to take wooden cage to anybody who has rats. Then we moved to Georgia, and we had a real problem of how to take them from Russia to Georgia, because probably not many of you know, but when it comes to popular animals like dogs and cats, everything is quite easy. There are always a list of documents you need to take them to some kind of country, and there's always like some rules that are written everywhere, and you can take them on a plane and so on. But when it comes to unpopular animals like fancy rats, hamsters, I don't know, like lizards and others, there's usually very small amount of information of what you need in order to get them through the border. And when it comes to specifically like rats and little animals like hamsters, they are not allowed to be taken on a plane at all, almost at any like air company. So we couldn't find any proper information about the documents on any website. We couldn't find information how to get them through the border on a car or on a train, or like somehow. We were struggling for a whole month searching for the information, asking people like, what do we need in order to bring our pets from Russia to Georgia? And it seemed very, very complicated. But one day we found a man who usually drives about once a week from Krasnodar to Tbilisi. Tbilisi is the capital of Georgia. And he's able to bring some stuff with him, and he usually brings like people. He has like a small bus, and that's kind of his job. He's just driving from there to there a couple times a week. And we asked him to bring our boxes with our stuff from Krasnodar. And as well, we asked him if he knows something about animals, like if he has an experience of bringing animals through the border, maybe some pets like rats, hamsters, parrots, like cats. Does he know what documents are required? Does he has an actual experience? And he said, which was very surprising to us, that nothing is needed, because most of the time the stuff that he's bringing with people on his bus is not even checked. So he's often bringing animals through the border with their owners, or he just brings boxes and nobody checks them. You know, there are some borders that are less strict than others, you know, between countries. So he said that that's not a big deal. He can bring pets as well as our boxes, and it wouldn't be any problems. Like, we don't need anything. especially since animals are very small. Nobody cares about rats on the border. Like if it would be a cat, there might be some documents required, but nobody will check rats. So we trusted him, and it was one day drive. He brought our pets from Krasnodar to here. He brought their cage. He brought all of the other stuff we needed, and it was a very happy moment for us that we got our pets back from Krasnodar. They're big boys already. I think last time you've seen them, they were very small in Krasnodar when we just got them. But now they are already quite big and happy to live here. We let them run around on the couch sometimes. Sometimes I just walk with them around the house. But since we got next animals that I'll be talking about, I take them out a little bit less. And you'll understand why. So let's see another cuties that we have here now. And now we have a cat and a kitten as well living with us, and these two were the most unexpected animals here. The cat actually lived here when we moved in, but she was living outside. She was kind of a wild cat, and the owner of the house told us when we were moving in that this cat kind of belongs to them, but she lives outside and she takes care of herself. And she might come once in a couple of days and ask for food, but in general she just lives outside by herself. And she did. She was coming from time to time to ask for food. We were feeding her, but we didn't have any interaction with her almost at all. But one time I've noticed that she was pregnant and she had a very small belly, so I kind of decided not to think about that too much. I'll think about it later when she'll have a big belly. But one day I woke up and I've noticed that there are dogs trying to get something out of a huge pile of wood that is next to our window at the back of the house. And they were acting very weird and aggressive, and they were really trying to get something out of there. I thought that there might be a family of mice or maybe some lizards or snakes or something like that. And I became worried. I came there and I've noticed that there was that cat inside of that pile of wood with a newborn kitten. I have no idea if she gave birth in that place or somewhere else and then brought the kitten there. I don't know at all. I don't know if there were other kittens, but she had a very small belly and the kitten was quite big, so I thought that might be she had only one. And we closed the dogs, we took them out of the pile of woods. Dogs almost got them. I was so happy that we kind of saved them, because the kitten obviously would not survive if the dogs would get them. And we have a little closed space in the garden outside of the house, so we kept them there. We made them a nice place to sleep, to eat, and they were living there for about 2 months. The cat, we kept the window there open so the cat can walk outside and come inside if she wants to, because she's kind of like wild. But she didn't. She was worried so much about the kitten that she was staying in that place for a whole 2 months. She was not going outside. And when the kitten was grown up already, the kitten started to run around. It's the girl as well. And we realized that we need either to leave them outside to let them free, or to take them inside in the house. But if we would let them to go outside together, the kitten would not survive as well, because there are dogs everywhere. There are dogs on our territory, there are dogs on all the other territories, there are random dogs that don't belong to anybody on the neutral territories, on the road around. So the kitten just wouldn't survive. And because of that, we decided to take them inside of the house. We did all the medical procedures that were needed. We gave them some medicine from all the like worms, and we washed them with the proper like shampoo and all of that. We bought them some stuff where they can sleep and like the toilet and all the other things. And since that moment, so for the last couple weeks, they've been living in the house. The kitten is living in the house all the time. The kitten is quite used to us already, and she likes to come and play with us. But the cat, I think she kind of gained back her strength and she recovered from birth, and she calmed down a little bit about the kitten's safety, and she decided that she wants to live outside again. So most of the day, I think like most of the time, she lives outside. She's going everywhere she wants, and about once a day she comes and asks us to let her in. Like now she's here because she wants to feed her kitten and to just cuddle with it, just to, you know, she's wearing still. She's a very good mom, so she takes a lot of care of her kitten. So she comes about once a day to check the kitten and to feed. And it's funny, but she calls the kitten outside all the time. She wants to take her outside as well, but we don't let her because, you know, the kitten just wouldn't survive outside, because we have dogs here, a lot of dogs. So yeah, the kitten is with us all the time. The cat comes and goes. And I think it will take a little bit of time and she'll be gone. Not completely. I think she would still come to us for food and things like that. But I think when the kitten will be more like grown up, she'll just leave her here, and probably we'll keep the kitten to ourselves since this situation happened, and the cat will be just free as she used to. She's quite old already, and she likes to just live outside for some reason. She has scratches from dogs all the time, but that's her lifestyle she enjoys having. So let me show you the next animals now, the last ones, but the biggest. Next two animals are big German dogs, two girls. One is a little bit bigger and older, she's several years old, and she's the boss here. And another one is almost a puppy, she's 1 year old, but she's quite big because it's a German dog. They don't belong to us at all, they belong to the owner of the house, but she rented the house with the dogs because she said that she's living in the apartment and the dogs have been living in this house for their whole life, so she can't take them away from here anywhere. So we had an agreement that we will feed them and take care of them a little bit, and she'll bring food for them every week and everything else that is needed. And these dogs are very kind, they are nice and careful with Agatha. It's fun to play with them. Toля and Agatha love to throw sticks to them or other toys and treat them with snacks. So these dogs live in the yard full time and run around the house free and happy. They might be a little bit aggressive to strangers and other dogs, so they're good guardians of the house and sort of keep us safe here. They started to treat us as owners as well, so they listen to our commands and come to us if they need something. Quite often they find other animals in the yard, for example, like a hedgehog or a snake or a bird, and they come to us and they want to show it to us. And they're so excited every morning when we go outside, and they run to us to cuddle and show that they're glad to see us this day again in the morning. To be honest, we both are not big fans of dogs, but we're quite used to their company already, and it's still fun to have them around here. So these were all the animals that now live with us. I hope it was a fun video for you to watch, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye!